Hey, what's going on, friends? It's been a while. My name's John Ting. Just welcome to the Green Card Guy show. It is a late night here in America, Houston, Texas. If you're just able to join the show, let us know where you're watching from. So, friends, tonight we're going to talk about breaking news. Well, slightly breaking news, just an update though for TPS for Ukrainians. Now, you may have heard last month when USCS did announce that TPS was going to happen, was going to initiate for Ukrainians. But at that time, it was only for people who had resided in the United States before March 1st, 2022. So, of course, at that time, we released a video saying that we were disappointed in that date. But since that time, they have published a rule and gone through the rulemaking process with the administrative procedure, and they've changed it now to April 11th, 2022. So that's why we wanted to give you a quick update that literally was updated today. And we want to share also updates about the court, well, more specifically, the Department of Homeland Security and ICE enforcement priorities. So we'll have a separate video that'll be scheduled for tomorrow that goes into way more detail, but we're going to hit high level here today. So because I know we've received a lot of calls, and I'm sure you've seen other videos sharing the good news. So of course, if you have any questions in the meantime, friends, please drop it in the comments. Let us know what you think about these different these news bits about TPS, and also, of course, about these new priorities. If there's a way we can assist you, we can answer it. But if for some reason we don't have time tonight, please, we welcome you to utilize the free 15 minutes. We do offer a secret code at the end of the show. And what you can do is call in or text us here at this number above, 346-330-5888, and share that secret code. And the team will try their best to schedule you in. Okay, so TPS, I wanted to share if anyone's interested, even if you're not Ukrainian, but you do have friends and or maybe other family members who know Ukrainians. So of course, if this is for if you're thinking about for people who are not Ukrainians that are not in the United States as of April 11th, then TPS won't help them. Okay, so I mentioned before, if last month, if people were coming out considering to come to the United States as a Ukrainian or even Russian, that applying for asylum could be difficult. Doesn't mean that, and difficult in the sense because of the what was gonna of Title 42. Most people expect, okay, once you come to U.S., you'll be able to come right in and just seek asylum. Unfortunately, with Title 42, which President Trump started, or not started, but essentially used through the CDC, Centers of Disease Control, to say, hey, there's a public health emergency. You have to stay outside the United States. Isn't that kind of interesting? The conservative Republican Party of America said, yeah, just live as if nothing happened. You don't have to wear your mask. But at the same time, we're going to utilize Title 42 and block people from coming in the United States, even lawfully. So at least back in 2020. So, anyways, also want to share um, specifically the webpage here for. I've got a couple things I want to share. So let me, again, if you have any questions, let me know. Hi, Raquel. Nice to see you. You're in Houston, Texas. So am I. If you are new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to share my screen right now of the TPS announcement. I always like to share what I'm talking about, so I'm sharing the legit information here. Okay. And so, yeah, the announcement for TPS was just updated today, April 18th. Well, I know we've been talking about Ukrainians, but also for Sudan has also been updated for 18 months as well. And by the way, so today is April 18th, and you can start filing the applications tomorrow, April 19th, for countries, nationals of Ukraine and also Sudan. Okay, so specifically again for Ukraine, you have to have been here before April 11th, 2022. Okay, as of right now, USCIS expects or estimates at least 59,000 people to apply for TPS under designation of Ukraine. Okay, so that's just something to consider. And then for nationals of Sudan, you have to demonstrate you've had continuous residence since March 1st, 2022, and USCIS estimates at least 3,000 people could be eligible for that. Okay, so again, I'm not saying in terms of people, if you're considering asylum, we do have referrals for that. Uh, they who have experience about who only practice asylum. By the way, our office does not practice asylum law. We would refer you to people who only do that type of work. Okay, so uh, someone, Yvonne, you asked a question about TPS. That's not the subject of this video, but I want to answer your question if I can. If TPS holder overstayed visa before you get a travel, will get travel. You can get a travel document. You should be able to apply. It's the I-131 form on the USCIS.gov website. Okay. Can you return safely? If you safely, you mean be able to return legally, that's up at the end of the day. Even people who have advanced parole or not, it's not a guarantee that customs officer will let you in. Uh, it may seem obvious, but some people do have crimes or in the past still leave the United States. And even with advanced parole, I don't recommend that without speaking to an immigration attorney, because you need to verify the immigration attorney what you want to know, which in this scenario, you would likely pay some kind of consultation fee to review your criminal history accurately, is to verify if you can legally come back into the U.S. Because just because you have TPS and advanced parole does not mean a guarantee that you can come in. So I try to make that as a short explanation as possible. But assuming you don't have any crimes and you did not lie in the past to USCIS or any government agency, yes, you should be able to come in. But again, take caution, talk specifically to an immigration attorney. Let's see here. But thanks for your question, Yvonne. Appreciate it. And I also want to share about the enforcement priorities. A lot of y'all have been asking, and I completely understand that this is pretty exciting times related to the enforcement priority. And friends, here's the reason why. Because the last time this was official was with President Obama. Okay. And back then, this is around the time that DACA came out, and private attorneys like myself were just filing motions to dismiss, filing motions to terminate as soon as possible. And that's actually what I recommend in this situation. So I shared a TikTok or shorts on YouTube about this recently, talking about the priorities here. So this is just updated as of April 3rd this month, 2022. And as you can see here, you scroll down here, the Alejandro Mayorkas Memorandum priorities. There's three main priorities, okay, friends? Number one is threat to national security, threat to public safety, and of course, a threat to border security that Republicans love to talk about. So, um, again, to go into a little bit more detail, okay, I don't want to take up all your time tonight, but I just want to share high level detail here. And then there'll be a video tomorrow that goes into more detail. So, let's say, for example, you are you have a removal proceeding case against you, meaning you have to appear in court or sometimes remotely. Okay, so essentially, if you don't have any crimes, which goes to priority B, threat to public safety, if you don't have any crimes and you have some kind of relief available to you, then it should be a sure shot that you will be able to get your case dismissed. Okay, all right. So, but if you have now, most of our cases, for example, they may have some type of crime. Okay, uh, whether it's possession of marijuana or DWI, something like that, you might have a chance, but you have to really consult with an attorney to help you weigh the positive equities, is what we call it. Basically, the reasons why you should have your case dismissed. Okay. So that's what our video tomorrow will talk about in more detail on what you can share with your attorney if you have one, in terms of to get your case prepared for dismissal. And here's why you need to do this as soon as possible, okay? Because even though it shows um, April 3rd, 2022 as a date that was issued, that doesn't mean it takes effect on that date, okay? I'm going to share the screen again, but this memo, these my priorities on the memo take effect April 25th, 2022. Okay, we've actually tried this. Our team has tried this in the past week, within the last 7 days, and ICE did not want to agree to these priorities. And this is that out of Dallas. I'll say, okay, it's because it's not effective yet. They acknowledge the existence of it, but it doesn't take effect until April 25th. So we're just 1 week away. We're very close, friends. But here's why you need to help your attorney get with all this evidence as soon as possible. Because for us, as soon before April 25th hits, so for this week, we're focusing on mostly removal cases, or at least for our removal team, of course. Our removal team is focusing on what type of evidence we can gather from clients to get their case dismissed. Okay, so dismissal is one action DHS, Department of Homeland Security, can take on your case. We've actually seen some of our cases get dismissed without us doing anything, which is great. It's wonderful. We've had 2 cases happen like that within the last at least month, actually. Um, but not even based on these priorities, right? Um, is what I believe, because some DHS attorneys are very strict and they want to play by the rules. So they don't want anything against them. Essentially, they got a job, right? So, anyways, there's a lot more I can go into detail. So, yeah, as I mentioned before, number one is getting your case dismissed. Number two option is that they can administratively close your case. Now, what is the difference? Getting dismissed, getting it terminated means it's canceled. You don't have to go back to court, okay? You don't have a future court hearing. Of course, in the future, if for some reason you get caught up with authorities again, law enforcement, cops, sheriff, like drinking and driving, then yes, they're going to reinitiate most likely a case against you, especially if you've had a court case in your name before. They basically are saying, well, you should have known, right? So, but administrative closure means that your case will be inactive, but in the event that you, in the event that the presidential administration changes priorities, or, for example, you get another DWI or some kind of crime against you again, then they're going to reopen the case. Okay, and it's I guess, quote unquote, easier for them because they already have your information, which they'll have your information anyway. So, but the problem with administrative closure, okay, friends, is that if you're trying to proceed with your case with USCIS, they're going to give you a hard time and say, look, we can't do anything with your application with USCIS because your case is still in court, even though it's administrative closed. So that's why the best case scenario, my friends, option number one is getting your court case, removal case, dismissed, aka terminated. Okay. If you like our content, friends, please go ahead and hit the like button, smash it. We greatly appreciate it. And also, we're at the 14-minute mark. So in about a couple minutes, we're going to share the secret code. So if you're still live with us, stay on for the secret code. Okay. And by the way, I do have a new, well, not new, but it's been a couple months. TikTok. Okay. I got a TikTok account. I know I really tried my best to stay away from TikTok, but here it is. It's at Green Card Guys. You could have guessed it. So if you have the account on TikTok, God bless you. Um, Try not to spend too much time on it, but if you're on it anyway, please follow us. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so other things you need to know about this priorities, okay, the enforcement priorities is that in addition to, because what happens other than administrative closure, what happens is that they could also agree to reopen your case, even when your case has even when your case was several years ago, okay, or even many years ago. They didn't put a timeline on that, so that's a good thing, okay? Now, here's the thing. They won't just reopen any case though. You have to still have some kind of relief available to you. So for example, if you have a petition approved, this is what I recommend. You can file a petition anyway and get that approved, okay? But if at the time that it's approval, you want to go ahead and, especially right now, and we want to prepare. What we recommend is prepare adjustment application. Of course, this is if you enter the United States with a visa, or if you did enter without a visa, then you meet the exceptions to that. Okay, but with that being said, let's say you meet that these initial steps, and then you want to file. You're considering motion reopen, and then let's say you're married to someone, or even your adult son or daughter has petitioned for you, and you don't want, the original plan was to file a waiver, a provisional unit family unity waiver, and you qualify again about admissibility, then you will want to consider filing a motion to reopen. Okay, again, it's not a guarantee, and I recommend waiting until April 25th when it's effective date. Okay, but you want to take that a look into that. Okay, so another thing is that in general, government lawyers do reserve appeal, but in a situation that, uh, for example, the judge or even the private attorney like myself, we get an agreed bond amount, or the judge issues a bond amount. The DHS lawyers, the Department of Homeland Security lawyers, are more likely to not reserve appeal, meaning they're not going to appeal that decision by the judge of the bond amount. So that's great news because our removal department, which we do accept very limited removal cases to begin with, just because honestly they take a lot of time, and we're very careful on which ones we know we can have really strong relief, and we move forward with those. Okay, but for some reason we can't accept the removal case. We're happy to refer you to other law firms that do good work. Um, of course, I lost my train of thought now. The But yeah, you want to get the package prepared. Okay, if your law firm has time, sure, but it's only a week before the effective date. So, but call in or however, schedule an appointment with their team or your legal team, and see when you can get have a chat with them, because you want to get started on this. And here's why, friends. I meant to say this earlier. Um, you never know when our friends over at the other aisle, the conservative party. I have friends on both sides, but let's just put it this way. The Republican Party likes to sue, okay? Especially when it comes to immigration discretion or benefits like this in this situation. So the sooner you ask your lawyer or law firm to prepare and file this request for dismissal or administrative closure, please do it. Okay. Fortunately, our clients are very on top of their case, and that's great. And that's why I'm sharing this information now, because you don't want to wait 3 months later. I get it, you're busy, but hey, if you are watching this video, then you need to take action, okay, and schedule an appointment with your attorney. And if you don't have an attorney, again, we're happy to offer the secret code. So this is a good time to do that. Okay, let me share the secret code. So it's in the bottom left of your screen, and you could have guessed it. If you're new to the channel, then you wouldn't know this, but it's Green Card Guys. Okay, so share that with our cares team. Again, you can text or you can call in. I recommend calling in if you have a few minutes. But if you don't have time, you can go to our website. It's down below, greencardguys.com. Just answer a few questions, and that's step number one. And step number two, self-schedule an appointment. So this is how it looks. If you're interested, I see that there's a couple questions here. Let's see if I can answer a couple questions here. Ali, I don't have any update about essential workers on those proposals, but when there is substantive movement, I'll definitely share with you. Okay, so and then I do see another question about TPS for El Salvador. I will share a separate short about that, so you have the accurate information. Then Robin, I see you have Robin. That goes a little bit more detail. If you don't mind, contact our cares team, and then you can access that free 15 minutes for for a preliminary conversation. Okay, friends, just want to share that quick information. Until next time, have a great evening. Take care now.